You live in Vegas. We know it's the strips are just right up the street. You like to partake in gambling.
I do.
I've heard the story that you've won a couple of $1 million and they've asked you not to come back and partake anymore.
Yeah, that's happened a few times, actually.
What's your game?
Well, blackjack, I've been playing pretty much my whole life. I just started to get into baccarat now.
Okay.
And
money really changed hand in baccarat.
I love it. It's been fun. I've been playing for like 2.5, 3 months. And yeah, I gamble almost every night.
Every night?
Almost every night. I can't say every night, but
hold on. How do you live in Vegas? How do you live in Vegas and you stay at the casinos?
I told you that I love adversity. I love conflict. I love, if I don't have it, I create it. So, yeah, gambling is one of my favorite hobbies. I love to do it. I should probably take up fucking bowling or bird watching or something.
It's
not only do I love everything about gambling, I love everything about this city. This city, first of all, I love America.
Okay.
I love this country. And one of the things that I love about this country is that it is truly the land of opportunity, right? You and I are both proof of that, right?
Correct.
Doesn't matter where you come from or how you were raised or anything else. If you have the right mindset and you go after something, it can happen in this country.
Yes.
I look at Vegas as like a little America. Vegas is exactly like America. When you come to this city and you have the right idea and you're willing to work hard enough, anything is possible in this city. And there's nowhere else in the world that you can go out with $200, have a great dinner, go out and party all night, have a blast, see some shows, do this and that, and come home with $1,000. There's no other place in the world that you can do that. This city, you can do that. But on the flip side, this is also one of those cities that if you don't have the right mindset, can chew you up and spit you out in 2 seconds.
Right.
I can't tell if this city was built for me or if I was built for this city, but I love it and I couldn't imagine living anywhere else.
When you play blackjack, are you playing single hand or you have the table to yourself or you at the table with buddies?
I have a table to myself and I play double deck.
You play double deck?
Yeah. And my strategy is this. I want to bet as much as I possibly can in one hand. Let me bet as much as I can. My goal before I die is to bet $1 million hand.
Well, you got
$1 million.
Hold on. I don't know if they still allow that. We used to be Binions down on Fremont, right?
How do you know this? You're absolutely right. It's one of the greatest stories that's never been told. There should be a movie about Benny Binion.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
I met his grandson. I wasn't cool with his grandson.
Okay. Well, his philosophy, he was an old school Vegas gangster type dude. Yeah. Okay. You didn't fuck around in the horseshoe. You didn't go in there and cheat. You didn't do any of that kind of stuff. And guys would walk in and say, "What's the limit?" And he would say, "Your first bet is your limit." How gangster is that?
Yes. Whatever you could pay, whatever you put down, he cover it.
Whatever your first bet is, that's your limit. So if you wanted $1 million limit, your first bet was $1 million. None of this $5, $5, $1 million.
Right.
I love that.
I mean, do you know the story about Arnie that came in there and he almost bankrupt Binions?
I do. There's so many great stories out of Binions back in the day.
I used to go take the pictures and they had all the $1,000 bills.
$1 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was $1 million. Yeah.
But how do you have I'm not gonna lie, I used to have the stomach to be able to go and I wouldn't play like you play, and I play, maybe $5,000 here, maybe $10,000 hand there, but I don't have the stomach anymore. Because you can't look at that, when you're playing, you can't look at that as money.
Right.
Because you gotta just look at that like this is a glass, or it's not a denomination at that point in time.
Right. And that's what I was always fascinated in when I was younger. I would go watch these guys play high stakes blackjack and I would equate every bet to what you could buy with it. That's a car, that's a this, that's a house.
Yeah.
And I've always been fascinated with it, and now I'm one of those guys. But like I told you earlier when we started talking, I have a crazy high tolerance for risk.
Clearly.
I love risk, and
do you give yourself a limit? It says, okay, I'm going in here, I'm going to play whatever the case may be, $1 million. If I lose $1 million, I'm out. If I win $1 million, I'm out.
Yes. So my strategy is always this. Let me bet as much as I possibly can, right? Let's say it's a $300,000 hand, right? You win 2 or 3 hands and you leave.
They let you do that?
Yeah. You don't stay there and play for hours. and what a lot of these casinos try to do, and this is the reason that I'm not allowed to play in some of these. So I beat the Palms twice for $1.6 million. I got kicked out both times. I literally have the heavyweight championship belt they gave me in there. I was 16-0, 1.6 million, and they asked me to leave twice. And the way that they ask you to leave is they drop your limits so that you can't bet that much anymore.
Right.
So they did it. The Mirage did it to me. The Wynn, they're the worst. Go to Eat at the Wynn and hang out. They'll get the greatest restaurants, but gambling at the Wynn.
Right.
They're the biggest pussies on the strip, in my opinion, for what a big casino they are. But Caesar's Palace, the Bellagio, and the Venetian. Those are the three real casinos in town that you can play big in. And,
Right.
and they don't sweat you. They don't act weird when you win or any of that stuff. But yeah, so what I was saying is what most of the casinos do, they fly you in, they put you up in a hotel,
Right.
and then they make you play for a certain amount of hours. Yeah, fuck that. I'll go in and buy my own room. I'll pay for my own dinner.
Right.
And I'll walk out when I want to. It's
Right.
me versus you.
Right.
Right? I'm one little guy. You're
Right.
a big casino company.
Right.
Me versus you, one-on-one, and I'll play 1, 2, or 5 hands if I want to.
So you do realize that you could potentially mess up their quarterly report.
It just happened. Yes, I do realize that, and it just happened.
And you love that too.
I love it. When we're off camera, I'll show you the quote during their earnings call that this just happened.
Wow.
In the month of April, I fucked up their entire quarter.
Do you ever worry about getting canceled, Dana?
What does that mean, actually? Canceled. Canceled by who? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Canceled by who? I obviously have, in the UFC and in life, you have a fan base of
Yes.
people
That believe in you, that love you regardless.
and do whatever it is that, that are in with you. Outside of those people and my circle that I give a shit about, I could care less. I could care less. And I've seen people talk about, oh, well, he has fuck you money and all that other stuff. I equate it to being gay. Okay? Think about this. In life, back in the 80s, if you came out and said you were gay, it could destroy your career. It could destroy. Imagine living a life where you can't be who you really are.
Correct.
It's got to be a horrible thing, right?
Yes.
Fuck that. I am who I am. If you like it or you don't like it, I don't give a fuck.
Right.
That's your problem, not mine. So you're going to have people who do like you and don't like you. This whole trying to cancel people thing, even the thing when I did
The roast?
the interview with Theo Vaughn.
Okay.
And the guy from Peloton, I don't know if you saw this, but
Nah.
the guy who was running Peloton was sponsoring his show. He just stepped down from Peloton actually within the last month. And he had, Theo Vaughn had Kennedy on his podcast,
Yeah.
right?
Robert.
They called and said, you need to take that episode down. What? He's a fucking Kennedy.
Right.
And he's a Democrat.
Right.
And he's an American citizen.
Right.
And he has the right to say and fucking think whatever he thinks.
Right.
You sell stationary fucking bikes for a living. And you think because you spend money with Theo Vaughn, you have the right to tell him to take another fucking American down off his platform? Who the fuck do you think you are, you arrogant fucking piece of shit?
Want to join Club Shay Shay? Become an official member by hitting that subscribe button, where you never know who's going to be joining us for drinks and conversation. Don't be late to the party because we like to do something before two something.